Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report. We'll also have a look at Ethereum as well. So with Bitcoin here, we were looking at, we can have a look at the bigger picture in a moment, but basically we're looking at wave one here and either an ABC to here or down for one and back for two here and then coming down for 3, 4, 5 into the normal 50, 60%, which I was kind of hoping for because I was just got some pocket money on the way and I wanted to move into this, but looks like it's wanting to move higher now because it's been, you know, because it's been a bit of a gnarly old pattern across here. That means that it could expand. I doubt it. You know, we could put this over to here, so to speak, and put the C wave over here and put an A wave here, or probably leave it here with something or other. But I don't think that's the case because it's possible. Okay, so we'll put it down as a possible, but it's more likely this area, this here. And the reason I would say that, well, first of all, it would have to be a B wave over here because there's no other way to do it at that particular point. But the reason I don't think that's the case is because of Ethereum here, because with Ethereum here, if you remember that we were looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and then looking for some sort of ABC back here. Now, I haven't updated or anything. It didn't quite get to this particular point and all the rest of it, but it has got that 5 waves here, and it, you know, and it's pulled back. So I'm going to remove that green thing because we didn't get it. But yeah, but anyway, it does appear that we've, you know, this is starting that next third wave in here, doesn't it? You know, and so far as I can see, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here for 1 and then back for 2, and it may not pull all the way back and all that sort of stuff. You know, we can just sort of map it out and keep an eye on it, and you know, but we'll get it within reason. So it's basically doing something like this. Now, it could take off much stronger than we expect. That's always one thing that we need to take on board, you know, especially with the US dollar crashing, and that's got a long way to go as well. So if we look at the US dollar here, this is a weekly chart, and we've been looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2. So it's got a long way to come down. You know, it's in, and if we do get 5 waves here, we're going to get some sort of correction, another 5 waves. So it's in dire straits, you know, basically. So will that help Bitcoin move up? Well, it kind of moves up with the NASDAQ, and that's also got its own life as well, so to speak. It's still a bit of a child to the NASDAQ in a way as well. You know, it can wander off, you know, but it gets herded back in that. So there is, you know, it does move with the indices in a way, you know, with the tech stocks in a way. So, but anyway, that's that. And all I can say is it's looking pretty damn chirpy, you know, and all good for all holders of crypto. So the fact that that's finished is unlikely this is going to be a B wave up here. So then it's unlikely that this is going to be further into the correction here. So we look at this as, I mean, look, you could put this as wave 1 over here, but I just feel that I've had a bit of a look at it and I kind of like it like this here, and we could put this as a little wave 3 here and a 4 here and a 5 here and this sort of thing. That's what we'll take a closer look at all of that in a moment, and then we could look at this as a little wave 1 up there and such. You know, we can move it all like that. So it's a decent size green wave 1, because otherwise the green wave 1 would be over here for this. So this has got a bit more body, so I like it. But yeah, we'll take a closer look at that. But it certainly looks like it's moving off at this point. And, you know, we did talk about it last time too, going long above that particular high here in that case. So look, there's different ways to view all of this, and it's overlapping and it gets a bit sort of weird and all the rest of it, but I kind of like it as 1 and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here, and this gets weird, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for that wave 1. So I'll mull it over and take a closer look at it, and so on. But yeah, so we could also view this as wave 1 to the upside here, but if we're going to do it conservatively, we'll need to put that in there as wave 4 and then some sort of wave 5 up here to make wave 1 and back for wave 2 and all that sort of stuff, you know. So that's what I'm kind of thinking at this point. So yeah, I mean, there's a good case for looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 3. So we could expand it out. Well, I'll do that actually. I'll just put this wave 1 over here for this, and we could have this as wave 2 and expand it out a little bit further. I don't think it makes any difference. As I mentioned before, what I really like about this ugly pattern here is I just love the, you know, it's just sat on the level on a major level 3, and it's just gone through an accumulation stage, and this is like a spring unwinding now. So the next step to the upside, it's always a little bit of a journey getting through minor group 1, so 1, 2 and 3 here. So that's always a little bit of a journey. But what we try to look for next in the bigger picture, I mean, you would use all of these here in a nutshell to build into the trade at this point. Okay, that's generally the idea. And we can add, once the 33 has got support here, that's the top of group 1, then we know that it's leaving this number. I mean, you kind of see it leaving anyway, but it's just nice to be able to, I mean, for me, this is the way that I can confirm it. Getting a tested support or a classic trading levels pattern on the 33 here with pattern like this or like this, then that's fine at that point. So yeah, that tells me it's not going to be pulled back into this area here. So this is the next thing we're looking for, is a classic trading levels tested support on 33, the top of minor group 1, and then it'll eventually move up and it'll have another little classic trading levels pattern here, and then we'll be looking at number 8 at that point. And if we're looking at 8, then you know that we'll be looking at group 2, which will be 36,005 here, so I just call it the 65 number, and then in here we'll put in the close enough there at that point. We'll give that a bit of color in its cheeks there, so that's all good. So that's group 2 here, so between 30 and 40, this is a medium level up here, and we're pretty much gunning for 50,000 because that's the 61.8% of the retracement level at that point. So I mean, for me, it's always one step at a time, and then confirming things, and then moving forward, and then, you know, so I like to build from the bottom up. But we can look at, you know, targets, you know, I mean, to me, the 50,000 is quite important. The market went up to 69,000, but I actually see that as 65, which is a medium level, halfway between 50,000 and 80,000, between 5 and 8. So I just see the big swing at the this to me is the whole thing is a correction at the 50,000. It went up to 65 basically and did its thing up there and come back to, you know, below the 30 here. But in the bigger picture, it's all about the 50. So once it finds support or not on that 50,000, then we can start talking about 65, 72 and 80 and 100. So 100 is just 1 again, and then 100,000 to 200,000, 300,000. So 1, 2 and 3 again. So they're just fractal building blocks, and yeah, so and then yeah, anyway, that's that. So look, I think that's it really. I don't really have a lot to add to this. We can go to I won't look at the bigger picture today, but we can go to the smaller picture at 100 ticks and just have a look at that here. This is where we've been sort of working on that sort of intraday basis here. Like I said, I kind of like this up here. We could look at, I could view it in different ways, and I know this overlaps and there's a lot of problems with all of this, and you'll hate me forever and everything, but look, we'll just have to suck that up, and we'll change this if necessary. You know, we can look at this as a whole series of 1s and 2s, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 here. It hasn't really breached that low there, so there's a few ways we could do all of this, but what I normally find is that it all comes out in the wash here. There's probably 5 waves up there. I can see 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So yeah, this is pulled back reasonably well here. We could put that as the 4th wave. It hasn't overlapped wave 1, but we could look at this as wave 1 and 2 as well. So really what we want to do here now is just really see the next step is take that top out here. Is that 5 waves to the downside here, this little guy here? I mean, it's going to struggle up here anyway, because it's going to be the 50-60% at that point, coming into the 50%, the 61.8%. So, you know, if it's going to fail, this is where it's going to fail from. So we want that top to be taken out. But besides that, we just want to have a quick look at this here. So this will be 5, that would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We could probably look at that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. Well, it's not very clear there, is it? But this is a bit corrective here. I'd look at this as the A wave and the B wave here, and then try to get 5 waves out of that. But if it's going to fail, that's where it's going to fail from. But that said, we've got, this is 5. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like to take the low from here, but that's wave 1 and 2 here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's like a little third wave here. So this will be the 4th and the 5th. So that's 5 waves. We could probably, that spike sort of throws me out. It seems to be 5 waves here. That's why I'd like to put that here. Third waves do that a little bit, and that would leave us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to that point, and that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and A and B. It works okay. I think we're good to go, but still, even if I took it from here, this could be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave at the 61.8%. So let's just have a look at that again. Just building a case here. I'm going to take it from there, even though that was the other one. So the big thing here will be the 500 here, because 5 is the second strongest number, and we've got 3 here and 2 and 1 on this case. So these are sub levels here for this. So look, you'd expect it to look. It's hit supply here, and at 5. So yeah, I just don't need to do too much, but we'll just look for a classic trading levels pattern here for this. To be something like this. It'll be a struggle. We're hitting supply now. And then when we get up here, it's also going to be a struggle as well, just breaking it down. Between 31,000 and 32,000, we'll have their minor levels, right? So these will be sub-levels, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8. And once again, if we're working with 8, we'll need the 65 number there. So that will be 650, roughly. And then group 2 in here as well. Oops, I got rid of it. Anyway, excuse me. Anyway, let's just see if it climbs up through there. And let's put that back there now. That's good enough. So that's what you need. I mean, double tops. If it gets up here, then you know double tops are not the end of the trend, don't you? So that will be fine at that point. So yeah, I mean, I think it's looking good. I mean, we'll probably end up using that as 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and building it, but I'm just trying to sort of get some sort of estimate of it. So if it can get support on top of the 5 here, then you know that any bearish picture that we've got is disappeared at that point, which I think it is anyway, based on, I mean, it's a pretty lousy 5 waves up here, I know that, but based on Ethereum, we can look at that moving to the upside. But don't be surprised if there is another leg down here, and don't get upset about it. It's just an opportunity, and I'd like to see it happen, because I need to get a little bit more. But yeah, that's life. So yeah, so it looks like it's sort of buckle up, astronauts. I think we'll use that as the title. Okay, cheers.